Welcome to the Real Estate, New York City's weekly real estate news roundup. I'm Christina Friscia, and today we're diving into a whirlwind week of stories that have been shaping the real estate scene here in the Big Apple. We'll begin by unraveling the surprising trends in New York City's rental market, where records continue to be shattered despite unusual summertime dynamics. Then we'll delve into a jaw-dropping price slash on a penthouse in the iconic Central Park Tower, shedding light on the ever-fluctuating luxury real estate sector. Moving on, we'll explore Brooklyn's luxury market and its post-Labor Day slowdown, along with the overall New York City condo market, which saw a surprising uptick in August, challenging the typical summer sales slump. We'll also uncover a significant fine levied against a New York City contractor for lead paint violations, discuss the end of an era as the Lower Manhattan Development Corp prepares to fold into another agency, and lastly, we'll unravel a shocking bribery scandal involving a former New York City Department of Buildings commissioner, shedding light on the complexities of city governance. There's a lot to unpack in today's roundup, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned as we delve into each of these stories in detail, right here on The Real Estate. Happy Saturday, New York City real estate enthusiasts. Let's dive into the latest news affecting New York City's rents. New York City shattered rental records in August, but there's more to that story. Appraiser John Miller reveals that landlords are now prioritizing rent retention versus bringing in new ones, a sign that affordability limits may have been reached. Renewals are on the rise, comprising 2/3 of the rental market. Manhattan's median rent held steady at $4,400, while Brooklyn hit the second highest rent month on record at $3,850. Northwest Queens saw rents surge to $3,900, an increase of over 7%. In a nutshell, New York City rents are shifting. Landlords are focusing on renewals, and while prices stabilize, new lease signings are down. Next, in a bold move, developer Gary Barnett has slashed the price of the Central Park Tower triplex penthouse. Originally listed at a jaw-dropping $250 million, the price has been lowered by a staggering $55 million to $195 million. That is $11,100 per square foot, marking a significant 20% decrease from the initial listing. Ryan Serhant, known for Million Dollar Listing, is handling this listing. This 17,500 square foot triplex has been widely acclaimed for its luxurious features, including the highest terrace in the world. Gary Barnett defended the initial price, comparing it to artwork selling for hundreds of millions. Despite the reduction, Barnett's Central Park Tower continues to face market challenges, with price adjustments on other units as well. Turning our attention to Brooklyn's luxury real estate scene. The Brooklyn luxury market saw a slow week in contract signings right after Labor Day. From September 4th through 9th, only 9 homes with asking prices of $2 million or more went under contract. While this period was short a business day because of the holiday, it mirrors the sluggish trend observed over the past weeks as the summer winds down. Among the notable contracts, Unit 3 at 415 DeGraw Street in Ballroom Hill, priced at $4.5 million, found a buyer. This condo offers 2,200 square feet of luxury living with 4 bedrooms and private outdoor space. The second most expensive property to go under contract was Unit 7D at 1 Main Street in Dumbo, listed at $4 million. This historic apartment boasts 3 bedrooms, high ceilings, and impressive amenities. Of the 9 contracts signed last week, 7 were for condos and 2 were for townhouses. The average asking price was $3 million with an average price per square foot of $1,621. Brooklyn's luxury market remains dynamic, with homes typically receiving a 2% discount from their asking price and spending an average of 186 days on the market. And there's good news from New York City's condo market. After a dip in July, New York City's new condo market got hotter in August. Sales of new condos across the city surged by 5% compared to July, defying the usual summer slowdown, which saw a 22% drop from June to July. Overall, new condo sales remain robust, standing 26% higher than pre-pandemic averages. In August, 262 contracts were signed. This growth is partly due to a 6% decrease in median condo prices compared to pre-pandemic levels. Price per square foot also fell by 9% to $1,522. To date, 2,341 contracts have been signed with a median price of $1.4 million, driving demand as the city recycles its existing housing stock. Interestingly, despite the demand, new product launches remain low compared to historical standards. This has led to a decrease in unsold inventory. In the luxury condo segment, demand has been inconsistent. Buyers seeking units priced over $4 million have been declining since May. However, some exceptional projects like One Highline continue to perform well. One Highline in Manhattan signed 5 contracts totaling $47 million, leading deal closings for the 4th consecutive month. In Brooklyn, deal volume dipped slightly, but other metrics improved. Median prices grew by 15% to $1.05 million. Queens showed impressive growth with a 147% increase in signed contracts compared to pre-pandemic levels. Median prices fell, but deal volume surged. ZD Jasper Realty's The Green in Long Island City reported 11 closed deals on studio and 2-bedroom apartments, solidifying its position as a standout success in the borough. In a significant development concerning safety regulations, a New York City contractor faces a substantial fine. Apex Building Company has agreed to pay a hefty fine of $607,000 for alleged violations of safety regulations set forth by the Toxic Substances Control Act and the EPA's Renovation, Repair, and Painting Rule. These regulations are crucial for reducing the risk of exposure to toxic lead paint dust during residential building renovations. Such exposure, especially harmful to young children, tenants, and workers, can lead to significant health issues. The lawsuit filed by the U.S. Attorney's Office alleges several violations by Apex, including inadequate containment of lead-containing construction dust, lack of certified renovators, insufficient worker training, and failure to provide proper lead hazard information to occupants. Shockingly, these violations persisted despite repeated warnings and continued until at least 2021. These incidents occurred in low-income residential properties, further endangering the tenants. The penalty amount reflects Apex's inability to pay the full fine. Under the decree, Apex must adhere to strict safety practices, conduct safety information sessions, and face more significant penalties if they fail to comply. To ensure transparency, the consent decree will undergo a 30-day public review before approval by the district court. This case sheds light on the ongoing issue of lead paint in New York. Lead safety violations continue to impact residents and have resulted in legal actions against property owners. Safety regulations are paramount, and this case underscores the importance of compliance. Moving on, related to the aftermath of 9/11, the organization responsible for rebuilding Lower Manhattan may soon cease to exist. More than 2 decades after the 9/11 attacks, the Lower Manhattan Development Corp., originally established to distribute federal funding for the World Trade Center area's redevelopment, is beginning to wind down its operations. It's reported that the LMDC will be absorbed by the state's Empire State Development Agency by March, marking a transition in its role. This development follows an agreement reached in July to construct 1,200 housing units at 5 World Trade Center, with a portion reserved for income-restricted housing and units set aside for 9/11 survivors and their families. Justin Henry, Deputy Communications Director for Governor Hochul's office, expressed that this plan represents a commitment to fulfilling the original vision for Ground Zero, transforming it into a vibrant 24/7 neighborhood in Lower Manhattan. LMDC will continue to support several ongoing projects, including efforts to revitalize Pier 42 and the upcoming opening of the Perelman Performing Arts Center later this month. The LMDC was established shortly after the 9/11 attacks and has been a key player in the World Trade Center's redevelopment, despite calls for its closure over the years. The World Trade Center's redevelopment has been a lengthy process, with several landmark buildings, like One World Trade Center, now standing as symbols of resilience. However, the completion of 2 World Trade Center is still pending as the developer seeks an anchor tenant for the final piece of this remarkable site's puzzle. The transition of the LMDC marks a significant chapter in the ongoing redevelopment of Lower Manhattan. And finally, in a shocking turn of events, a former New York City Department of Buildings Commissioner, Eric Ulrich, has found himself at the center of a bribery scandal. Ulrich surrendered to Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg ahead of a hearing. The allegations against him include accepting or soliciting more than $150,000 in bribes, ranging from New York Mets season tickets to a custom suit and even a painting by Salvatore Dali's protege, along with cash for gambling. It's alleged that Ulrich leveraged his position of influence to aid friends and associates. This case has led to 4 indictments, with 3 charging Ulrich and others with bribery, and a 4th charging him with failing to disclose his alleged gains to the city. Prosecutors have also charged 6 others in this case, including Mark Kohler, a Brooklyn real estate developer who was involved in Mayor Adams' winning mayoral campaign. Paul Grego, an expediter who dealt with the buildings department, is also among those indicted. Additionally, 3 individuals believed to be connected to organized crime have been charged. Kohler, whose development firm is the Markel Group, allegedly had Ulrich utilize his position to coordinate inspections that affected one of his projects. In return, Kohler is said to have offered Ulrich a significant rent discount on a beachfront apartment, along with an option to buy it well below market value. Benjamin Braffman, a high-profile lawyer representing Kohler, stated that his client intends to plead not guilty. Braffman has also stated that Ulrich paid market rent for the apartment, and he was expected to respond to the charges after his client's arraignment. Notably, Mayor Adams has not been accused of any wrongdoings in this case. Ulrich claims to have informed the mayor of the investigation, but Adams denies this. Investigators have reportedly wiretapped conversations involving the mayor, but his office hasn't received any requests pertaining to the investigation. The unfolding events surrounding this alleged bribery scandal are raising questions and concerns within the city. Stay tuned for further developments in this case and check back next week for your weekly New York City real estate roundup. I'm Christina Friscia, and I will see you next time. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest in New York City real estate news.